Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. I know y'all been hearing about Drake and these allegations with the text messages and getting leaked, and heard he was playing with somebody, playing in their pants and all that. There's stuff going on. People getting kicked in the elevator and all that stuff, getting jumped and all. Somebody said they're about to leak something. I don't know, man. All this leaking stuff. What's up with all this leaking stuff? Wordy's bond, boy. Hey, look. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. They been on it, man. The Ville been on it. Man, people been on it, man. And we about to get to this, man. We about to get to this. We about to get to it. We about to get to it. So your man Drizzy here. You know what? I'm going to let Fantastic Hip Hop explain. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Drake, well, things have already been terrible for him, and it seems like it just couldn't get any worse. Even for his abysmal standards. What we have just found out about him is really reaching an entire new low. Because both from the mentality we are seeing closer than ever that is destroying his entire career, to the lies Drake has been working so hard to try and cover up the truth with, as he doesn't want us to know what's actually going on behind the scenes.
We thought it was just them battle records. We thought it was just the battle records and that's it. Nah. It's about to come. The embassy about to get raided too. It's just a matter of time. 2025?
Altogether, Drake is just speeding up the end of his career even more, because between everything we just found out and how he's handled the world discovering his pathetic truth. When we look at the entirety of Drake's downfall, his obsession with lying and what just got exposed is really going to remind everyone why his career is really over. And now before we get any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Drake, after the release of his new freestyle, which with all of the backlash it got, from every bar to every diss that was just laughed at to the ground, did not seem like it could get any worse. Somehow, between dissing LeBron and then trying to respond back to Kendrick's genre-altering diss track Meet the Grams all the way now in January, these decisions to continue on this beef and continue to try and defend his image and change the reality of what happened has only made everything even worse for Drake, because first off, when it comes to his current situation with LeBron, while people have tried to make Drake's beef with LeBron seem like LeBron is the one in the wrong and Drake is the one who's the victim, we have now seen more than ever why LeBron chose Kendrick over Drake, and why he is now distancing himself so far from the guy who has just been losing it. Because
Savannah done told him, look, I don't want you hanging around that guy. I don't want you hanging around him because I got friends who told me about this, and I don't want you around that. Now go get him up out of here. Now you need to go be friends with Kendrick. Go call Dot. I'm gonna call Whitney and we about to do a family little dinner date. We about to go have tacos and stuff like that. But this guy, he got to go. He got to go.
In a leaked DM that surfaced from Drake, he didn't just showcase his own delusion about the current perception of his career,
what'd he do?
But he also showcased the mentality that has made him so bitter towards everyone he has been beefing with, including LeBron, because after bringing Pusha T's wife into things in the past, and of course that went horribly, and then after bringing Kendrick's fiance into the center of their beef, which ultimately made Kendrick go in the direction with his disses that ended up ruining everything for Drake, Drake once again has brought somebody's family into their beef by when talking about the situation he is currently in with his label and against Not Like Us as a record. Out of all the ways he could have tried to talk about how he is interpreting this situation and what it all means, he said it was like if Nike ran a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife Savannah, which before we go any further, this statement may really be the most delusional thing to ever come from Drake, because with this analogy, for Drake to feel this betrayed by them and then reach this conclusion, it really just throws all forms of logic out the door. And again, before even diving into how Drake is trying to compare his situation to this ridiculous analogy, is he forgetting that him and Kendrick are on the same label in the first place, and is he just not expecting them to work in their other signees' best interest because of his feelings? Because while the very basic concept of Kendrick and Drake releasing big diss songs and then the label pushing which one the people naturally responded to makes sense to all of us, I think for Drake to understand this, we need to go back to his Nike analogy, and instead of the pathetic narrative he is spewing about LeBron and his wife,
who got a pair of those Nikes? Who got a pair of those OVO Nikes? I have not seen nobody with a pair of those OVO Nikes. Look at this. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. This is a beautiful picture right here. You know where Drake wanted to be at? Drake wanted to be right here in the middle. This is where Drake wanted to be at. See where that curse at? That's where Drake wanted to be.
What it really would be like is if Kobe and LeBron, who were both Nike athletes, actually played in the NBA Finals during their careers, and after Kobe and the Lakers didn't just win, but LeBron underperformed. Nike then made more shoes, ads, and campaigns that pushed and promoted the champion Kobe and his side of the brand, as opposed to LeBron, who the hype was just not as strong for because of his loss. I mean, it's really as simple as something like that, as opposed to Drake acting like a company made a personal smear campaign against him because they don't like the guy who in the past they have had every streaming platform push his music more than they have with any other artist, and who they also gave a LeBron James-sized deal, remember that? And again, before we even discuss how Not Like Us just naturally became one of the biggest rap songs of all time, Drake acting like the success of this song was pre-planned and that if Family Matters did resonate with people, they would have not pushed the record over anything Kendrick did is just a sheer and utter lie. And now what made this situation even worse for Drake from here was that as everyone was making fun of him for these ridiculous comments, Drake seemingly let none other than the guy who has been doing everything to protect his image and has been getting nothing in return, with none other than DJ Academics come out and say that this message circulating was fake and that his source to prove this was
Man, when somebody gonna get this little Minnie Mouse looking dude, man? Little Mighty Mouse looking dude, man. This is fake. How'd you know, man?
Message circulating was fake, and that his source to prove this was Drake directly. And now while Drake fans took this as a victory of some sort because now Drake at least didn't seem as delusional and pathetic as before, immediately the guy whose name is Chris Griffith, who was having this conversation with Drake and who used to be friendly with him in the past, called out both Drake and Ak for trying to spread lies about his word, and then in order to prove his truth, posted an entire screen recording of a whole message thread with Drake's account where these messages amongst much else was visible. And so now with this,
That dude ain't got the lie. He ain't got the lie, Craig. He ain't got the lie.
Drake now didn't just look weak from his comments alone, but with the horrible cover-up he tried to do with DJ Academics' help. Which in of itself, if Ak is the guy you were trying to use to help cover up your tracks, just shows how bad of a plan it already is. Because really, there is no one in hip-hop media currently who has less credibility, especially when it comes to defending Drake than him. In the end, both Drake and Ak ended up looking like absolute clowns, because not only was their claim so easily proven to be a sheer and utter lie and the furthest thing from the truth, but now their spiral looks even more strange, because with Drake trying to cover up something he said as being fake, it is showing that on some level, even he is embarrassed to tell the world and have the public see just how much Not Like Us and losing this beef has affected him. Because even in a track like his new freestyle, or really any time he has been in front of the mic or in front of an audience on a screen, he has never accepted the reality and truth of what has happened, and he has continued to move forward like he is the winner when we really all know he is not. But now beyond just this single terrible moment, making this entire situation look even worse than ever for Drake and turning this into a bigger controversy, which is putting his entire credibility on the line. Another
Ak dreams about to start coming true, boy. Ak dreams about to start coming true. Drake tried to distance himself from Ak so much, he gonna need Ak. Watch. He ain't gonna have no choice but to go do a stream with Ak. Watch.
Another thing is happening that's changing the way people are looking at him, and it's all due to the weird lyrics and response he had to Meet the Grams on his new freestyle about how his dad had a daughter and that's not his sister. And seemingly because of this bar, people did some digging on none other than Drake's dad Dennis Graham's accounts, and after scrolling through so many odd posts to say the least, which definitely helped fuel what Kendrick said on a track like Meet the Grams in retrospect, there was a picture from 2014 of someone who looked just like Drake and Dennis called his granddaughter. And as this was posted online and people began to question if Drake's own dad had accidentally revealed Drake's biggest secret years ago, all of a sudden the post was taken down by Dennis Graham. And while there's no further evidence to say if this is really Drake's daughter, and really there's no point of even entertaining that idea now because due to what Drake and his team did, the point still stands. Again, in this era where finding the truth is becoming a
we gonna entertain it. We gonna entertain it now.
and it's becoming easier for people to show us they are guilty just from trying to cover up their own past. If you were Drake Dennis and his team, after this controversy started and people are trying to find out the truth, why would you take down this picture if it really meant nothing? Because really, after trying to convince us that what we are seeing is not related to Drake, and then following it up by doing something that would make him seem guilty, at the bare minimum, it's just a strange way to respond back to claims that you were trying to make nothing of. And if anybody else did something like this in this time where everybody's past is being examined, as Drake's fans, friends, and team are so desperate to make one person just look almost as bad as him, if this was anybody else, they would have immediately said something is up. But because the person whose actions are in question are Dennis Graham's, and this narrative would only make Kendrick's win and Drake's downfall even more impactful, they are trying to cover this up, and so seemingly with all of this, from Drake...
Boy, Dennis got a mustache from hell. Dennis got a mustache from hell, boy. Word, he's bond, boy.
And so seemingly with all of this, from Drake continuing to use the same old plays that got his career in the place it's in right now by dragging people's wives into things like we saw with the weird analogy about LeBron and Savannah, to Drake's own past just becoming more confusing as documented history is being erased so that people can't further explore his entire background. Overall, Drake is moving in a way where because of his own failure to cover up his own comments in the first place, we already know he really is a liar and that he doesn't respect the audience's intelligence, because if you knew the person on the other end of those messages could just screen record all of the conversation and then end the dispute like that, you clearly believe that both him and us, the audience, would not be able to gather and interpret basic information. Which really, as even Kendrick Lamar has rapped about how Drake treats the audience, it really should not be a surprise at this point with how much Drake has tried to get away with, and also how many stans are willing to just live in a fantasy world to support his ideas and push the narratives he wants across. But still, seeing how Drake is clearly putting more time into complaining about losing this beef and playing the victim than actually working on new music, as based on the quality of his new freestyle and especially with the writing that is so redundant, at this point for everybody in the know, it is no surprise why Drake is losing.
And he knock-kneed it. Ew. How you gonna be knock-kneed it, man? Come on, man. How you gonna be knock-kneed it, bro? The boy. Yeah, all right, nigga.
And especially with the writing that is so redundant. At this point, for everybody in the know, it is no surprise why Drake is losing so much support and why his career has never been in a worse place, because what really his strategy is now is just to create lies, spread them, and hope it will ultimately make him look like a victim. Because even with this message about LeBron's personal life and Nike, we are seeing him trying to gain sympathy by using faulty analogies that are trying to change the reality of what happened, and from Drake, who is getting clowned for all of this, to academics, who after clearly getting played and used by Drake, which we directly see here as Zach was trying to go out and tell a lie for him to make it seem more credible. Really, with everything crumbling, we are seeing that Drake's side of things in hip-hop are reaching a point where, because of their inability to grow and accept anything, they are really detaching themselves from the rest of the rap world, because everything they have been doing and supporting is just leaning into things that rap
21 Savage and them being used. Being used. Him, Lil Baby, man. This dude, Drake could do these guys one favor, and he own you for the rest of your career. Damn, boy, that's sad, man. Off of one little favor. He know what he doing. 21 Savage, 21 Savage don't want to laugh for him, man. You remember what I did for you, right? Yeah, you indebted to me forever, nigga. That's how Drake think, man. That's a shame, boy.
Music and hip-hop were never meant to do. And while people like Drake and Ak have already twisted and manipulated what hip-hop means to gain from it, you only can do this for so long until everyone recognizes them as part of something completely different. And really, with actions like the ones we are seeing and what's about to come their way, as things are clearly only getting worse, Drake and Ak having a full-on departure from the hip-hop world is only becoming a closer and closer reality. And so now with all of this said, let me know, what do you think of Drake being exposed for so much recently, and what are your thoughts on everything he has been in question under?
Yeah, it's definitely starting to become a reality. Even in the beginning, I was like, shoot, he could come back. You know what I'm saying? He'd be all right. He'd be all right. Just go chill for a little while. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. It's stuff coming out every month. Not even every month. Every other week, something's coming out. So imagine the people who got stuff saved in their phone from Drake. Man, hey, look. We ain't even scratching the surface. We ain't even scratching it. There's some people out there who got some stuff on their phone with Drake. We ain't even scratching the surface. We ain't scratching the surface. Let them follow through with that UMG stuff. Hey, look, it's going to be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.